I went to my phone. There we go. And we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to.
Hi.
Hi.
Dan should be joining us back in a second. His Wi-Fi crashed at the same time. But welcome to Punk Rock Saves Lives weekly PMA chat for this 12th day of August. Yeah, we were before we came on. We were all going, "How the heck is it August 12th already?"
Yeah.
Um, you'll notice a few little changes this week. I have a special co-host down below me here, Miss April from Sniper 66 in Austin, Texas, and
Hey.
Crime Revenge and OC 45. Or is that right?
I play
OC?
drums.
Yeah. She plays drums. It's kind of cool that we have her this week because she did a stint on the last Warped Tour. So, and
Yeah, so happens.
kind of a nice connection with our guest to my. I'm going to go this way. Hey, I got it right. I always mess that up. With our, if you notice, we've been doing Badass Women all month, and we're going to keep that up. But our Badass Woman of today was Sierra Lyman. How are you, Sierra?
Hi, guys. I'm good. How are you? Excited to be here. First stream in a while.
There you go. And I understand you're working for a company now that is all about helping people make better live streams. So maybe you could make some corrections here as we go on. But we've been doing this for about 20 weeks, and it's been going really, really well. We've tried a couple of different platforms. This one, the StreamYard, has worked really well. The only negative is when we do have someone play some acoustic for us, it seems that when they sing, we lose the guitar. It's weird. It's like the built-in compressor mics or something.
Yeah, StreamYard will compress the audio sometimes. So for live performances and stuff, you won't always see people using StreamYard. They'll use a different streaming software. But yeah.
Hey, Dan's here. Yay.
Hey.
Yep. You know what's funny, Dan? Your internet crashed and then mine did, and we all went blank right when it was time to go online. So we're back. We scrambled. I'm out in the boardroom, or what we call the boardroom, and that kind of makes sense. It's my workshop in the backyard, so I went to the Wi-Fi on my phone, so we hopefully won't drop again. The house Wi-Fi, I guess, just dropped us from this far away or something. How is everybody doing this week? That's the question I always start with, and we'll start down there with Sierra. Sierra, how's things? Where are you now? Where do you call home?
Right now I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. So I've been here about 2 years, and it's been really good. It's great. And then I'm actually in the process of moving back to Los Angeles just to be closer to family. I think this whole pandemic, just everything has just said when I can get those chances to see my family and stuff like that, I need to take them. And being in Atlanta makes it a little hard. So I'm in the process of making sure my car is fixed enough to go cross country and all that stuff. So it's super busy, but I'm really good. I'm excited for that. It's an exciting trip I'm about to make. So
Atlanta's gotten so busy, but it is still not Los Angeles. But going back into the madhouse, huh?
Yeah, I mean Atlanta's an awesome city. The fact coming from LA too, it's you come here and there is so much to do, and there's comedy and there's music and there's so many people out and about walking and just outside everywhere is it's great. And I really like it down here. So it's if my family was here and I was in this apartment where I am, I have a house here, which is great. And I was I would be so happy. But since all my family's on the West Coast, I'm I need to prioritize that right now. So, but Atlanta's great for anyone who hasn't. When you can visit, go visit. It's a really fun city.
Yeah, I grew up there and in Savannah. So those are my hometowns, other than Nashville as well, obviously. And now Colorado. Hey. But that is the only negative, like you were saying, of living so far away, is being that far away from family, and that's always tough on the soul. But family can be tough on the soul as well. I know our mental health expert over there, Dan's had a couple of challenges the last few weeks, and I don't want to throw him under the bus, but if he's going to talk about it, he'll talk about it. But it's Family is wonderful and dangerous. So always be great and be good to your family, and you're gonna disagree about stuff, and You just got to be able to be willing to work with it, and it's not always that easy. It's easy to say. It's not always easy to do. Um, all right, Austin, Texas. How you doing down there in Austin? Things
Um,
how's everything moving? I know y'all did a show to help kick butt coffee. Did I say it right?
Played a streaming show last Saturday. It was great to like lug the gear out and everything. Even though no one was at the club, it was just the owner and the sound engineer. So it was nice. It felt like a real show, but it was only a streaming show. But it went pretty well, I thought. But we're doing okay here. Me and mine are trying to stay out of its way, so we're all healthy and trying to wait it out.
But y'all did the show to help save.
Oh, to help try to raise money to keep Kick Butt Coffee kind of in business and alive and kicking. Anything we can do for them because they've done a lot for us. I don't know how much we raised because we just had people send straight to the owner's PayPal, but I hope something of worth.
Leslie says it was a kick-ass show.
Yeah.
There's the comment right there.
Yeah, Leslie.
That I got to get used to that. And then we got an oi. Oh, oi.
Oi. Heck yeah, man.
But if you notice, Mackenzie's not our co-host this week. All of our hearts go out to Mackenzie right now. She found out today that unfortunately one of her best friends in down there in Albuquerque was shot by the cops the other night, and she just found out today, and she's kind of heartbroken. So
Terrible.
know that we are all with you, Mackenzie. We love you to death.
Love you,
You're
Mackenzie.
one of our rocks. So let us be your rock, and let us know if we can help. Oh, look at that! Look, Jamie Surveys. Hey, Jamie!
What's up, Jamie?
Voice for the Innocent. Jamie is watching and commenting. So he's also one of the funniest men alive, but also one of the best people, best resources in the world for sexual violence. So if you need that kind of help, Jamie's always out there. He's been helping. I put him and our dear friends at Mabel Syndrome in touch with each other after our big talk a few weeks ago, and Jamie's helping on their mental health side and their side with some of the ladies that have been calling in. Oh, look. Look at that. Eric is here too. The other half. Look at we have the founders and the badasses behind that awesome group. So it's pretty rad. And now our buddy Richard has jumped in as well too. Richard's going to be a guest in a few weeks. And Richard just told me today that he got his appointment for his first prosthetic. So he's getting something to replace his leg after that horrible accident he went through. So look at all this PMA flying around. And Jamie being Jamie, he's always funnier than Eric. There you go. I love this part of it is playing through, but I want to get into some talk this week about, oh wait, I never got to Dan because he weren't there. Dan, how's everything in the Chicagoland area? I understand you're looking at maybe possibly getting a new place or something. What's going on in your world, man?
Looking at getting an apartment with two very close friends, and that's looking on the bright side for us. So we're very happy. Got to apply a few times to finally find that gem, but in the process, and very thankful along the way.
That's awesome.
New places, new beginnings, man. I like it. I like it a lot.
Absolutely.
It's always good to jump out there in the world, and Dan, Richard loves your shirt. There you go.
Thank you.
The comments are incredible. So
keep them coming.
Yeah, they're always fun to watch what's rolling through here. The last few weeks I've done it out here from my phone, and I don't see the comments. So it's pretty cool to have the computer this week. My computer that has survived all those tours and all that time, all those warp tours, that same little laptop I had all since 2011, I think, finally is, I think, bit the dust. We've tried a couple.
That's what you're on right now, but no, it's dead.
No, I'm on Tina's that we bought her when she came to work with Love, Hope, Strength. She was going to be doing so much on a computer that I did a big charge and bought her bought her computer, and now we're both kind of using it for a little while. Mac, one of our board members, has some kind of little computer, like laptop with a keyboard or something. I don't know, but he's cleaning it out and fixing it and sending it to us, so
Nice.
we have a second. So it'll be awesome. But so seeing the comments is kind of fun comparatively. I know Dan would try to poke them in every so often, but it's kind of cool seeing them. April, you have a fan out there, and Audie.
Oh, Audie, hi.
It's always fun. But what we've been concentrating on this month in being PMA and uplifting and everything, and remember, we always tell you every week, is that don't let off the gas when it comes to Black Lives Matter and to
Yes.
all people of color and everything. But this month we're concentrating on uplifting women that we think are awesome, and all women. And we're doing that by bringing you a badass woman every day, a badass woman run business every day. So it's kind of flowing each day on the website. And I tried to get this young lady on with us last week, but it's great to have her with us this week. She would have been fun along with last week, but this is perfect. And so we can talk about all the strength and all the awesomeness that you learned. And how many warp tours did you personally do?
So I personally did, I looked back, I'm pretty sure I started in 2012. So I did 2012 to 2018 as the full summers. So that was 6 full summers. Yeah, 6 full summers. We ended in 6 full summers on Warp Tour. So I started out there when I was lucky. I started just because I had family out there. I got to start when I was 15, 16. So I started on the road a lot younger than a lot of other people. And then that was my summer job every year. I started off selling $2 schedules that kids would buy every day. And then I worked my way up to work as a nonprofit management assistant. And then I ended up managing all the nonprofits for the last 3 years. And that was I was just for Rob and Jamie. So for all these organizations, I was their go-to to connect them with production. If they were having issues on the road, they came to me every morning. We made thoughts, we made sure they were taken care of, all that type of stuff. And then I would bring in local nonprofits. So we would have anywhere from 2 to 20 local nonprofits at every single show. And I would spend the springtime organizing all those groups and then bringing them out for the full year. So Rob with Love, Hope, Strength, you guys originally just did a couple, here and there, you would do all of Texas or a couple of shows. And then we got you guys out for the full summer, which was awesome. So that was a really cool thing. Jamie with A Voice for the Innocent, who called out in the comments, they started off doing just 2 events, 2 shows over in Ohio, and then they ended up on the whole summer the next year. And then they became a big cornerstone for working with artists and working with bands and working with the Warped Tour brands. So I think it was really cool to see all these nonprofit organizations grow over just even the 4 years I was working there. Working as the manager. So it was just, that was fun and that was wild and such a learning experience. And I think I got to meet so many people with that. So that was up until, that was the Warped Tour. So
it was such an honor. I got to know you through that, obviously. And, as much pressure as was put on you every morning, obviously, everybody wanting to know, hey, where do I go? Where do I go? Where do I go? And you had to learn to prioritize all of that and get the people and take care of everybody. You were always gracious. You were never, I could tell at times you were irritated, but I never saw you explode. I never saw you lose it. You just knew it had to be done and people had to wait. And you were great at saying, hold on. And you would get everybody where they were. And I wanted you to know how much we appreciated it all those years. It was awesome. And the platform of Warped Tour for so many of us nonprofits was just insane. I mean, we did so much good over the years. When Love, Hope, Strength pulled their early last year, pulled their plug on doing outreach, I kind of lost all the track of the matches and all that stuff. I used to keep you updated with how many matches Warped Tour does, and I know for a fact they were well over 100 to 200 lives saved
Wow.
strictly because of Warped Tour, and that's an unbelievable stat and just such an honor. And as we roll on, I know I'm sure you and your dad have talked, and there's going to be plans for the future and stuff like that. And with our new nonprofit, we are really excited to do whatever y'all come up with, because it's always been an amazing, amazing way to change the world. You know.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's you can use anything you do, you can have a good social background with. Like anything anyone's doing, they can make sure that there's a charitable cause involved, or just try to spread awareness about something. Or, like making sure to remember, like you did at the beginning of this podcast, shouting out, Black lives still matter, and we need to remember these social issues. I think it's so easy to do that people forget to do it sometimes. It's such a simple, when you put in your mentality that we want to do good for the world, if you do a little bit every single day, it just becomes second nature, kind of thing. So I think even if it's not I know my dad, he has a bunch of stuff in the works, and then just even with the streaming platform we're working with, I work with this company called Veeps now, and we do ticketed live streams, and we're like, let's make sure if a band wants to have a charitable component involved, let's make sure they have a donate button going. Let's make sure, are there creative ways we can work with any nonprofits doing, through this. And I just think it's just something that I'm lucky that it was ingrained in me so young that I'm always aware of it. But then just everyone can just kind of have that as a thought. If you have a thought a day to do something good for the world, that's awesome, so.
Yeah, it's an honor. It's really cool to see and to be, not give up, move on. I know COVID has made a lot of our nonprofit world different. I was out, and I say this a lot, but I was leaving with Anti-Flag and got all the way to Rochester, New York from Denver when we got the phone call that we had to pull the plug on the tour. And so I had to turn around and come home, and then we had to basically redefine what we were in a short period of time to figure out ways to continue to help people through this. And we've been doing all sorts of cool stuff. These have become a cornerstone. Our PMA chats every Wednesday night. People tune in. They tell us that it helps them, and it's really, really cool. We've done all sorts of fundraisers for different people by selling a shirt or selling something. We're working on some other stuff behind the scenes to make some really cool stuff happen. We're going to have that little flea market thing coming up that we've talked about.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're any of our people out there and you have a bunch of shirts or memorabilia that you've collected through tour life, through whatever, that you were thinking about donating to Goodwill or something, that is awesome too. But if you send them to us, we're going to put them on the website and get a donation for those. And hopefully it'll have some prominence. Like April was given this shirt directly from OC45 in 1995. So you'll know she owned it. I'm just making that up, but I'm just saying. But stuff like that, and there will only be that one in there. And if you get it, that's awesome. It's a great fundraising idea. I can't take credit for this one. That idea came from Mr. Nathan Maxwell of Molly. So he pointed to a box of shirts at his house and said, "Hey Rob, I'm sitting on those. I had an idea for the website." And I went, well, "That's a great one." So I'm working on that right now. I'll be working on the computer trying to figure out how to program it to do just the one shirt or whatever it is and send it out. They're going to be posters and whatever. If you have it, we can raise some money and do some good with it. And the Mattersville shirts just finished up, which were really rad.
Those look good.
Yeah, they were really cool. I think I'm going to talk to them about ordering a small batch of them. So if you missed it, we might have some more on the website soon. I'm working on that. Realize that they actually hand print all of those shirts, so it's not like calling Enemy Inc. and ordering a batch. It takes a little while, but it's going to be awesome.
I'm one of the trying to look on the positive side of everything going on right now, but all the custom t-shirts that have come out during quarantine and have become my wardrobe from customized shirts to support nonprofits. I'm wearing my friends right now who started For the Nomads at the beginning of this, like all the band support shirts. I have a whole new wardrobe of t-shirts. Like no more fancy clothes, no more going out clothes, no more office clothes. It's just like all t-shirts that support a good cause is that's become my wardrobe since I think March, which is wild.
In April, did you you did that not the last two last Warped Tour dates, but the last full tour. You did what, the last 6 weeks?
I did the last like 3 weeks of the very last tour. I was the Journey's right foot backline tech.
Oh, cool. We probably cross paths at some point.
Definitely, yeah, for sure. In the food line or something.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I miss that catering, man. It's like some of it gets old sometimes, but it's good food
and
reliable.
I bet Sierra can remember the name of the catering company because it's escaped my brain.
Yeah. Tadad Catering. I worked for them as their catering manager between getting out of college and then going on that last Warped Tour. I did Coachella with them. I was the production, like the catering production manager backstage at Coachella with Tada, and they work so hard. They are so much fun. Everyone on that team, and they make such good food. And like it's funny. We talk about family, and one of the biggest things I look forward to moving back to LA is like reconnecting with that family. You know, like seeing my Tada catering family, seeing like my real fit, like the people I've chosen to be family, kind of thing. So. But Tada is great, and if you ever do a backstage show at the Greek Forum, any of those, you'll probably have Tada Catering again. So,
yeah, they actually were all the catering on the Aussie tours that we did, and the last Ozfest at the Forum, and it was great seeing. I saw like half the people that I had known, and I was like, oh, it feels like home. That's pretty rad. And like you said, the food was incredible, and they gave an amazing choice of, you know, vegan, non-vegan, everything. If you needed it, they had it for you. It was really rad. As a matter of fact, I tried when we did the whole year with Anti-Flag. I went and did some. I would do a vegan day with them, so I was opening myself to new options and stuff like that. I will say that the vegan hot dog I had with them was quite possibly the worst thing I've ever had.
Oh, no.
But then we were together in Portland, Oregon, and there's a vegan hot dog place in Portland, Oregon, and it was incredible. So maybe I just got the wrong one, or I tried the wrong thing. But with the, you know, with all the, not to change courses or anything, but all the options with Impossible and Beyond and all of that now, man, if you're in the vegetarian or vegan sphere of worlds, good for you. And man, they've got some great choices now. And if you're not, there's a way, you know, people try the meatless Mondays and stuff like that. So you could make a little step to help the world or help the environment.
Yeah, man.
You know,
you don't have to eat a hunk of meat for every single meal of the day. It's okay. I've been a vegetarian for like a year now, and it's easier than it seems.
I was a vegetarian when I was in high school, and then I moved to New Orleans, and it became really hard to be vegetarian in New Orleans. So I did 4 years, and then I was down there and I had to eat. But even the other day, I was like making like a Korean bibimbap kind of bowl, and it called for ground beef. And I was like, I know this one brand of vegan ground beef that is so much better. And I was like, I feel like cooking that today. So yeah, you can make small steps like with little things. So
little shout out to some of the comments. Kevin Friel, Ryan Francis have joined. Annie Clemens is on board. A lot of those Flogging Molly cruise shipmates, which is always good to see. And Kevin wanted us, he got here a little late. He says, our topic this week, Kevin, and if you've just joined us, is we're continuing our Badass Women series. And we have Sierra Lyman, formerly of the Warped Tour, formerly of Sixth Man, and did a lot of the cruises. And what's the name of the new company?
Veeps, VEEPS, and it's an online ticketing company for live streams. So we're working with a ton of artists and making sure that they can like put on the best shows that they can and still, make some money off their shows. So
Jen, I got a little closer to the computer. Hopefully that helped. She says that my mic is low and everybody else's is normal. So hopefully that works. Either that or I'm just mumbling. That's not I've done that a little in my life too. Dan, what's going on in the mental health world this week? Anything you can, I know you gave us the halt 2 weeks ago, and that was an amazing idea. Have you seen any? Throwing you under the...
A little bit, but in a good way. Truthfully, I have nothing. Now that everything's more open and everybody's been a little bit at ease, per se, to be out in the open, I'll simply say, because I know Mackenzie would too, take a little bit of a walk even. I know it's very simple, but I've been taking a walk each day down by the river near us, simply with some tea or water, and it's been a lifesaver for me, just keeping my head clear through these tough times. I know usually I give something more detailed, but it's the most simple thing I got this week.
Simple is awesome. It's never a bad thing.
Got to strip it back down to the basics sometimes, just to remind yourself.
Honestly.
Kevin just reminded us something that is good for your soul is to make your bed.
Make your bed, people. Get that first victory out of the way early.
It's wild, but it really is. It's been a thing. I've been on a lot of Zoom calls for like meetings and stuff like that. And sometimes I go into my room to do the Zoom calls to escape my roommate's cat is great. Today she bit my computer. It was really funny. But sometimes to escape her. And I realized like, even though y'all can't see my bed in the Zoom call, I had to make sure to make it beforehand just to make myself feel better too. I was like, okay, this is my place. It looks good. You guys all have your cool walls behind you. Like everything, I'm like, oh, I should change that. But yeah, making your bed and just like the little kind of wins are so important. I don't know. Do you guys find sometimes like even in the monotony of not doing anything, you get so busy where you're just like, I haven't gone outside in 2 days, like gone for a walk in 2 days.
Definitely.
Easily.
You get kind of sucked into trying to do these things that you told yourself you were going to do. And then all of a sudden, 2 days go by and you haven't done some of the essential things that you need to do for yourself.
Yeah. Every show, Joe Meyer down there just jumped in.
Joe.
If you don't follow Joe, please look up Every Show Joe. He really does lead you to the best live streams going right now because that's how he changed it. It was what shows to go to. Now it's what shows to watch. He is making a big point. He is in the Phoenix area, so the Valley of the Sun. It's 110 down there, and 110 there is like walking in a hairdryer. So, obviously those kind of things. Yeah, be careful. Drink a ton of water. That's one thing we always. And here's someone with the opposite. There's rain and thunderstorms. Where is that? Give me a comment. Where is that?
Probably, I think Florida, the South. I know we've been getting severe thunderstorm warnings here in Atlanta.
But it's Richard, this is a big one. Richard thinks it's a big win to just get out of bed, and it is, guys. There were times yesterday to put my own little spin on it. I've been saying lightly that I took a job. I tried not to through all of this, other than doing some DoorDash and stuff like that. But I finally gave in because I don't know when we will ever get to tour again. I did take a job driving for that big company through an independent service provider. The big company, yeah. And I'll be honest, I've Sierra laugh her ass off, but taking this job and getting used to it over the first 3 weeks is like that learning curve of the Warped Tour when you do it day in and day out. The physicality and getting into it and getting up every day, setting up a city every day, and at the end of the day, breaking that city down and doing it all over the next day.
It's wild, man.
I mean,
Is so.
It's a physical and a mental thing too, and I think you could say that about any job you're about to start. From just going from working in I think I had the opposite. I was working festivals and Warped Tour and things like that my whole adolescent career, and then I took an office job, and I was like, oh, I have to be in an office every day at 9:30 or between 9 and 9:30. But I had to be in the office, and I was like, this is hard, and I have to stay here till 5 or 6. And I had a really hard time mentally getting over that. I was like, how do I stay here for this many hours and things like that. So I'm sure you're with the job you took, you're just like, okay, it's a whole new mindset to get into. Working from home has been a whole new mindset to get into. It's such a strange thing, and I feel like everyone's going through that right now.
Yep. Comment saying that sleep is obviously a big deal, and I agree totally. That is one of my struggles in the world. Is sometimes I get to the point where I fall asleep for an hour and I wake up and there's nothing. I'm just kind of awake, and when I don't get enough sleep, I do feel really horrible. People joke that I can nap anywhere, and I really can, but that solid 6 to 8 hours of sleep that the human body needs is a big deal, and if you can do it, I know a lot of people's brains are running right now. They don't know what's going on. I know that's always, but we really don't right now, between COVID, between elections, between how you're going to pay your bills every day because you can't work like you used to. Everything just causes your brain not to be able to cut off, and that's the hardest part for sleep, is really getting that to settle down. So thank you for that comment, and it is very true. One thing I have learned from a sleepologist is it's really not good to have a TV on or in the room on, because it doesn't allow the brain waves to settle down or something like that. So there's a little tip. Maybe go dark. If you need sound, that's a big deal, like white noise or something. That's cool. But there's something about the TV itself that they're saying doesn't allow your brain to relax enough. Another Ray, everybody, another shipmate just showed up. That's really rad to see.
Yeah, Rob, I've been using Headspace. So I don't know if anyone's in the Los Angeles area, and they might have done this with other cities, but Headspace, which is an app, they partnered with the LA Department of Health to provide residents of Los Angeles a free subscription for the rest of the year. And they have these sleep podcasts, which have been really, and basically what they are is they're just like these long, dreary stories that really, it's a very smooth voice. You can pick a female voice or a male voice, and it's just very monotone, and they're just kind of like visualization stories. But I've been using those to fall asleep, and that's been because I don't sleep. I am up till 2, 3 a.m. all the time. So Headspace, I don't know, it's like I use it once or twice a week, and it's been a game changer, because I'm just like, okay, I've turned on my phone, but I'm not allowed to touch it anymore. And I think that's the hardest part. And I don't know if anyone else finds that, but it's like, I just want to keep checking my phone, even though it's 2 a.m. and I know nothing's changing. So, but.
Yeah, that's really cool. So someone just said that they love Headspace. So there you go.
It's great. I learned about it back in March, and it's helped so much. And they have other meditations that I don't use so much because I don't ever think of it, except for when I'm trying to sleep. But
yeah, meditation helps, and start at lo-fi streams. So that's probably around the same idea. I'm going to check out Headspace. That sounds really cool to me. Hopefully they have it available for other areas.
yeah.
But we will see. Even if a subscription would help. To go back and answer the question, someone said it was raining around Philadelphia and Nashville today. So I guess the mid Atlantic. So if you're having lots of rain, send it to Denver. We'll take it. But April, let's talk about things that what's all on the plate down there with Austin. What can we get people activated on with to save kick butt coffee, to keep local businesses going?
Yeah, people have been using trying to get support through Save Our Stages a lot down here. There's been a lot of venues that are, if not already closed, in danger of closing. So a lot of venues here, some in Dallas that are dear to us as well. We're all just trying to limp on these grants and donations. It's really just like, what can you do right now that hasn't already been done in the past couple months? And it's just been people trying to stream shows. And it's kind of like, what else can you do other than have like different fundraisers and things like that? So it's felt a little like the same old over the past 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, it's incredibly tough. I mean, I had someone text me like 5 minutes before we went on about how they're missing live music so much, and could we pull off a small little festival here with only a certain amount of people allowed? And
there's just so many variables there that it's just becomes completely impossible to maintain. So it's just like, we just have to wait until there's no real threat anymore, and that's the helpless part. But at the same time, like, we're trying to make the best of what we got, doing all these streaming events. There's been some drive-in style shows that have had some luck, but still with that, there's still issues of people getting out of their cars, and like, you're trying to bounce these people in a way that they're not endangering themselves. And so it's tough, man. Like, we did what we could last week with our little streaming show, and that was even risky in itself. Like, we were all masked the entire time, but we did have to load our stuff into the venue, and there's risk involved in pretty much anything a band tries to do these days to even try to help raise money for anybody. So it's weird, man. It's weird to try to figure out how to exist in this new normal.
I mean, yeah, and that's kind of, I don't mean to keep saying what I just started this. I think if you should look at this company I'm working with this like venues. I'm working with like the Bowery Electric up in New York, and they've created a venue page. And the cool thing about this company is and this is why I'm here for it, because when I think I was a little nervous about live streaming, but now I'm becoming more excited about it as I see artists getting excited about it.
Well, we have to embrace it.
Because we have to embrace it. We can sit around on Facebook and complain all we want that we want things to go back to normal. Yeah. And I want that as much too, but I have come to this realization that we need to embrace other platforms until we can get there. And the cool thing about this company, Beats, I'm working with, is it was started by Benji and Joel from Good Charlotte. So it was started by artists, and it's made by artists for artists to use. And basically anyone could sign, any musician with, we're working on making it possible for anyone to use, but like any musician who's currently an active musician can sign up, create their page, and run and ticket all their live streams. And it's 100% commission free to the artist. So we're not taking commission out of like their ticket sales or anything like that. We're teaching them how to use it. And once they understand how to use the site, they just go and put on their own shows. So like the Bowery Electric, which is a venue up in New York, they're doing 2 to 3 shows a week. And yes, there is risk, and they're taking the proper precautions with like who they're bringing in and things like that. But it's helping, and all their shows are ticketed. So it's like a pay what you can model to get into the show, because all the shows are behind a paywall. And then people are able to donate if they can. So tickets can run from like $5 to like $25 for pay what you can kind of thing. So
that was a better way to regulate getting kick butt money last weekend.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's called Beeps, and it's just like something I would suggest as an artist, or if you have venue friends or people who are just trying to figure out what to do, like definitely put them in contact with me or check out our website. They can sign up and look into it, because it's just like I'm talking to multiple artists on multiple different levels, and they're like, this is the first time I've been excited about something in a while. And
how can they get a hold of you?
so they can just, if they go on the website, veeps.com, veeps.com, they can go in and then they click create an event, and then they can sign up as an artist, and then one of our artist reps will reach out to them. So it's really, and it, like I said, we're not taking commission off of it. It's just like a lot of just like, it's a place for artists to go and use the platform and to make it their own. And like they can do merchandise ticket bundles. So you could buy a stream and like an exclusive t-shirt for the show. And then we can collect the shipping addresses and apparel sizes on the back end. And then they can go out and fulfill the merchandise, like kind of thing, all from their own side. So it's just like, I don't know, it's been really cool just to like give these tools to artists and say, what do you want to do with this? Yeah. I guess Richard, you came out to the Authority Zero show last week, Friday. It's been fun. It's just like, it's been so, finding fun lately has been so hard. And like, I don't know, it's so funny. Like, I feel like I'm on the computer all day, and then I'm sitting here talking to you guys, and I haven't like had human interaction besides my roommate for so long, but I'm just like, I'm just going to keep rambling. But
please do. That's why
this is your episode.
Yep.
But definitely any venue you guys are working with or anyone like that, just, send them, they can, and you know what, the cool thing, they can sign up and decide they don't want to do something, and there's like once you sign up, there's no obligation you have to use it. We want you to use it because it's only in your best interest to have a streaming show and things like that. But like, if they're like, no, I want to keep doing my Facebook Live events, or I want to keep doing this, like maybe they still do their Facebook Live events, but then they do a really special, cool show where, stuff like that. So
yeah. Bring some exclusivity into that. I like that.
Yeah. So
I've caught every single Dirty Heads live set. Being a diehard fan and seeing them from Chicago to Red Rocks in Colorado, and I got to say, it definitely lives up to the expectations that you say. It honestly does.
Yeah, I love the Dirty Heads are doing something so cool and so creative, where they're doing they've gone through their whole album set, like every album they've ever made, and every 2 weeks they're performing a different album.
Oh my gosh.
So, Dan, as like a big fan, you're probably like, I haven't seen this show performed since 2008. This is my favorite song they never play.
That's exactly it. Especially hearing Swim Team 2 weeks ago, to hear songs that you also know you'll never hear live per se. Certain bands, as we all know, have like a set list through even 5 years that they change up here and there depending on a new album.
There's
different songs.
Buddy's said, yeah.
Yeah, no, just to hear those different songs that you're dying to see in the way that they do it on top of it, because as you just said, they do it so extra special. They take their time to nail down the acousticness, bring out a new single as they did, then play it live too with those artists is just an awesome experience.
I'm seeing a lot of comments, and I put a couple of them up. We all miss the interaction. I mean, we all got into this world, into the music world, the entertainment world, the touring world, however you want to put it, because we like working with people. It's, obviously everybody drives everybody crazy, but that's why we do this. We're always going to miss the interaction, but through this and being hopefully the proactive and moving forward and being smart and caring about other people, we've got to figure out a way to continue through this, and live streaming has become the biggest part of that. We will return to normal. I mean, we've all been fighting to save a lot of our venues. We've done a fundraiser in a couple. We're working on some more stuff to help our local venues. Help your local venue if you have the opportunity. I know not everybody's got money right now because work is tough, but if you do find yourself with a little bit here or there, go give it to your venue. If you gave employee a $25 tip that they wouldn't have gotten, that might help them get through this week. I mean, and if we can keep our venues, we've lost a lot already. We've seen a lot of our favorite venues around the country announcing they're just not going to have the opportunity to reopen. So, stand by that. Go to the independent. I forget the exact name of the website, but the Independent Venue Coalition or whatever they are. There's a couple of them, but they're really trying to help on a bottom level keep these places alive. If I find out, I'll add it into the comments, the actual thing. They email me. I should know the actual name, but I get so many. Now, whose dog is going crazy now? Yeah.
Both of them.
Mine are in the yard, but they aren't in a puppy pit yet. I'm waiting for the puppy pit. But so that's something that's big to us right now. Looking out for each other, being smart. I know there's a lot of debate on masks, but we are please begging you to wear a mask. If anything, it's just showing compassion for your other human being, because even if it doesn't protect you, it helps slow down what you are, if you have something, giving it to the next person. That's scientific fact. It's plain and simple. I don't believe in all the arguments. Just watch out for your other fellow human being. We beg of that. Watch out for your local venues, your local businesses. Go order takeout. Tip your takeout delivery person.
A lot of places are doing gift cards. Like, you can go online and get gift cards for, maybe you don't want to use it now because you don't want to buy food yet, or being weird. I'm like, I've been like trying to get gift cards or like doing things like that because maybe I don't want to go to certain places to like pick up my food and stuff like that. You can send gift cards to friends too, for like your favorite places. And then like we were talking earlier, t-shirts. We're all going to end up with so many t-shirts. I like bought a t-shirt from a restaurant the other day. It was cool, and I was like, I like your food. I'm going to support you. Like,
that's rad. It's we did I don't know what all bars are doing, but your independent bars, we did a thing for Eastfax Tap right up here, our neighborhood bar, where we encouraged you to call in and donate to buy someone a drink. Like, they have a board, and you literally can call in, spend. April's been there with me, a great little dive bar.
Cozy place. I love it.
Yep. You tip, you buy a $10 drink or whatever it is. I don't know, $5-10, and you can say, for John Smith, the next time he comes in, there's a drink waiting on him. Or you can say something as funny as, the next person that walks in a blue hat gets a drink. But
funny.
You're basically giving money to the bar to stay alive, and they'll give a drink to someone in your honor. Or, I got there, I went in the other night, I actually worked door for them a couple of nights, and they had this whole line of drinks that I bought for people, and I'm like, I don't remember buying
in
those.
Rob's name.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't remember buying them. And somebody goes, yeah, you did. You were having fun. And I was like, okay. And then the owner of the bar looks up and goes, no, Rob, it was Tina. And I'm like, oh, okay. I paid for them. I got you. All right, there we go.
Okay.
But,
I know, it's just there's a little, we can all like, there's a little compassion like behind wearing our mask, buying our drinks, supporting people when we can, being there to talk to our friends when they need to call or something like that. It's like, I think spending so much time alone has reminded me like how important it is for that human compassion to my friends, to strangers, to people like that. There are two things. I want to tell you the two things I hope stay the same from all of this. One of them, I've been able to get to-go drinks at the bar near my house. So I walk to the bar, and me and my roommate get a really fancy little cocktail in a to-go cup, and we bring our own reusable straws, and then we walk home and drink our drink. And the other is, apparently they're boarding airplanes from the back of the plane first.
Oh my God.
You should keep doing that. I had to fly one. I got accidentally quarantined in LA with my family at the beginning of all this. Like I was just visiting and then everything started shutting down and I was like, well, I guess I'm just gonna stay here. Like, why go back home and be alone? And then I did have to fly back home for like some stuff. But I was just like, wait, there's no one in front of me trying to like get all their stuff out in the aisle and do all this stuff. Like it was just back of the plane first. So
That's amazing.
it's wild how much like as like the human compassion, but we all have to like relook at things we just took for granted. Like the way that things were. So
I got to point this out. This is really funny. If you guys know our people, and I don't know, I doubt you'd ever remember him, Sierra, but one of my best friends and our greatest volunteers, Joshua Kramer, he's a fireman in Cincinnati, and he was always at the Cincinnati dates with me. But we're older, and we still try to skateboard, but he hadn't been going skateboarding. And there's a group in Cincinnati called Dads Who Skateboard or something, and they've really made a push during this pandemic to get dads out away, get the dad a break from the family, and they're all going skateboarding, socially distancing, but they're skateboarding in groups.
cool.
So that you're doing something athletic. And he just sent me that first night skateboard was a success with a really bad skinned elbow.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So bad.
But I think it's beautiful. I love
Yes.
Yeah.
I still love skateboarding. That's one thing. That's the one thing about Sierra can probably tell you about Warped Tour and me is I always had a skateboard with me. I know once doors opened, wheels were up. But getting back and forth to the booth, to the bus, when we were done, when we were whatever, I always had a skateboard with me, and we did the skateboard giveaways every year, and that's something, go outside.
I picked up roller skating during quarantine. I decided I was going to learn how to roller skate, and I go out and do that. And I also learned how to make balloon animals. So I'm one step away from becoming a roller skating balloon animal making clown. One bad makeup day away. So, going outside is so important.
Keep your mind active.
Yeah. So
find your new hobbies.
Dude, this is skills. This is skill building.
Yeah.
And then April hopefully is going to start recording our drum tracks soon. So
I am going to. It's coming.
Adam from the faction has pulled us all together, and we have this weird like band now that's from all over the country, and we were gonna record together in Vegas right before Punk Rock Bowling.
Yeah.
But that kind of got shot in the foot, obviously. So we're trying to figure out how to do it, and the guitar tracks are laid down.
I got everything I need. I just got to get reacquainted with the songs, and then I'm gonna go slam them out.
So we're gonna the name of the project is These Roving Years. It's a play on my nickname and a Flogging Molly lyric. So we will hopefully have 6 songs coming out for you in the near future. Adam is being Adam and putting it all together, and she's going to lay down the awesome drums there, and then Todd and Adam are going to put down the bass lines and guitar lines, and then I'm going to make noise on top of it. So
I can't wait for Rob vocals.
And luckily Miss Shoop down there will be doing the backing vocals and making me sound better. So
I got you, baby.
All sorts of really cool stuff. Doing good. Richard wants to know, April, if the bats are still happening in Austin.
I'm sure they are. It happens
under the bridge.
Yeah, it's August too, so they're probably going crazy every night around 8:00 when it starts to like the sun died out in my apartment. I had to like kick my lamp over, but usually like August is a really good time. Then there's just millions of them, and it's just like a swarming ooze of bats, and it's amazing.
And Miss Sarah Daigle from Mabel Syndrome just popped up with some hearts.
Oh,
how are you, awesome lady? But,
why is she broken?
Yeah, why are your hearts broken? Just missing live music, I would guess.
Yeah.
So, and she lives for live music, and she has left Las Vegas and is now back up in the Maine area. So hopefully she'll get some good tours up there when everything starts touring. Luckily, I think she's close enough to get to Boston pretty easily. So that I don't know a band that doesn't do Boston. So there she is. She's saying, "Hey." Yeah, I did that. I guess that's how you would say that, right? April added a snap. That was perfect.
Yeah.
But basically, this week we just wanted to. Her heart was broken because we mentioned PRB.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah, it's truly PRB, Warped Tour, and Riot Fest. I mean, I love every festival we get to do. The fest is up there as well, but those three were so dear to me for so long and still are. When we get our PRB back, I know we're working hand in hand with the Stearns for Punk Rock Saves Lives to have its own little village with some nonprofits. It's going to be pretty rad. And a lot of the Warped Tour people work directly with the Stearns on making that happen every year too. So, and Sierra's smiling, so she knows all the people I'm talking about. So
yeah, I've never been to punk rock bowling though. I grew up in LA. Never. My cousin used to go every year, and never made it out. In the future, I'll come out for sure. It looks like so much fun.
It's a good time.
It's a good time. It can be very hot, or it can be very perfect. You never know in Vegas in May. It's kind of weird. I've been there when it's 115, and I've been there when it's 78. It's kind of strange, but and Richard, I love that Richard threw our show in. The Punk Rock Hoedown.
Yeah.
We've done it for almost 6 years, counting that first year it was just the Bunny Gang, and it's going to be back when they return. We are going to have our shows. The Stearns are gracious enough to let us have a fundraiser, and we book bands that they didn't have room for, and they give us a lot of our bands. It's pretty rad. The partnership is so great. It's kind of like the partnership that Sierra and the Warped Tour gave to all the nonprofits for so many years. They gave us lots of opportunities and knew we were, if they vetted us and knew we were doing the real thing, it was a good thing. So we've gone almost an hour. So sometimes we go an hour, sometimes we go an hour and 15. But I think we've covered so much this week and the positivity. I do want to close it like I do every week. And this kind of puts you on the spot, and Dan knows what it's coming. I don't think April does, but
I'm terrible.
Every week I hit our panel with an artist, an activist, a singer, songwriter, a band, something that you've been listening to that's helped you through all of this that could help someone this week. So let's start with Sierra. What's been going on? What's been getting you going that could help somebody put a smile on their face this week and make it through the hardness?
Oh, this is so hard. I feel like I consume media all day, every day. But like, what do I consume is the question. I've been reading a ton, and what got me through this week is I ventured to the bookstore for the first time in a couple months, and I got a pile of books, and honestly, just finding some nonfiction books to take me out of the real world were like the best thing. And I just finished this book, and it's so dumb, but it's one about like just like some some college romance or something. But it's just like find something that just like helps you escape and relax kind of thing. I would say find a really good book. A ton of stuff is coming out right now. I'm doing book swaps with my friends. So tomorrow I'm actually going and dropping like 3 different books on people's porches. So I would say find a good book. I'm not going to suggest any because I feel like my taste might be very different than everyone else, but like just something to escape through with a piece of non-fiction. Also getting off a screen, game changer, not looking at a screen, because I didn't realize how much I stare at a screen between my computer, my TV, and my phone, all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. Dan, put you on the spot second.
So I'm going to throw that out there because I haven't mentioned it in a while, and I added an absolute ton to it recently. But I'll throw it in the comments after. But I made a PMA, PRSL mental health playlist for anybody that wants to listen. A lot of it is Warped Tour bands. Anything is, we've always been with Anti-Flag and Authority Zero, to post-hardcore, hardcore, alternative, whatever it may be, oldies. I've asked a lot of people. We've thrown Blondie on, Queen, all the above. So I'm going to throw that in the comments now. That's been my go-to lately because it's great to wake up to, and it's great to just calm the nerves at the end of the day.
That's awesome.
That sounds like a great playlist.
It's there. All right, April, what's
All right. So I've been like starting this like kind of new like workout thing with my friend. She sends me like this like list of workouts, and then we just check in with each other. And I've been feeling really good. You know, you move around, get your muscles moving. And so since we do this together and we hold ourselves accountable, like Fitness by Lizzo is like the fucking jam. When you're like you just finished a workout and you're feeling all empowered. And then like anything that plays after that is kind of crazy. So I just let it go. And I guess that's the thing that got me through part of this week. It's just feeling fucking just powerful about it.
That's what it's all about.
And just silly and powerful too. Yeah.
No.
All at the same time.
That's the whole idea. As we've been celebrating the power of women and badass women this month, I've been digging deep, trying to figure out who all to feature every day. And Tina's been digging deep and finding women businesses that we want to promote. We do beg of you, if you have a woman you'd like to nominate, you can do it right on our website. Please go to punkrocksaveslives.org. And that was not a white power symbol. That was org. There we go.
Look, you can't even say like okay to somebody anymore.
Yeah, you can't do that anymore. And catching yourself, but plain and simple, dig deep. I've been digging and going back into the past of punk rock and women in music and finding so many cool things. I saw and found the group Girls with Guitars, and that's GRRRLS with Guitars. They're a group on Facebook. I posted about them the other day. Yes, please, Sarah, please post and nominate. But they do articles, and they do articles about all sorts of women in rock and punk and all sorts of stuff. And they did a whole thing about people of color in punk, and I posted that article, and I just thought it was beautiful. So keep digging and find stuff that you wouldn't have picked up before. There's so much right now that can turn you on. I mean, that article had anything from I always mess up their name, Skunk Asani, but they've been around a long time. Lady of Color is the lead singer, and just badass, and all the way down to some little bitty punk bands that were just really, really cool. And there's just so much going on. Mackenzie turns me on to so much of cool underground punk. She follows everybody on Twitter and gets us all sorts of good information and says we need to check out these. And so I follow a lot of that. So do that for yourself. Dig deep, find some cool new stuff. Let us know. We'd love to hear what you're thinking about. And as I say every week, I love you all. It's okay to tell I want to say it right, platonic, not plutonic, platonic friends that you love them. It was autocorrecting me on Facebook when I was doing those posts to platonic,
really?
And I didn't realize it. I was saying the wrong word. But, platonic friends. It's okay for guys to tell another guy you love them. I know I'm being of a little older generation. We were brought up that wasn't cool. And if you got hurt, you rub some dirt on it and you go on. It's okay to not be okay. Look at Dan's shirt.
Yes.
It's a real deal. And we love you all, and we will be here for you all. The phone numbers are readily available on the site. If you have any doubts, you have any needs, please call one of us. We will do everything we can to get you information or find you an expert. We might not know the answer, but we will do what we can to help you. And I'm going to keep celebrating the amazing women in our lives. I'm going to keep supporting all of the people that we can support. Keep your foot on the gas. Black Lives Matter. One love. Up the punks.
Up the punks.
Good night, everybody. We love you.
Bye. Yeah.
And I'm going to end the broadcast. And